What is good, everybody? Is your boy Piston Mike. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for your boy. 70% of you guys are not subscribed. I don't know why it don't cost you anything, not even a dime. You see that in the background. We're gonna be talking about the trades, what we looking for in the second half of the season, and all of that. Yeah. Uh, do, uh, So yeah, that's what we're gonna be talking about. Let me know how y'all day is going. My day going good, but yeah, we're gonna get into it. All types of stuff. But yeah, man. Yeah. Definitely gonna be an interesting year. Can't wait for it. So for sure. Hold on. What's good? It's been a minute. Please plug your stuff and let them know where they can find you, man.
Man, first and foremost, man, make sure you check me out at Twitter. You know what I'm saying? That's Mr. Black Platinum. You know what I'm saying? I got all types of content on there, articles, exclusive pictures from Piston games. You know what I'm saying? All types of stuff, man. We working, we starting to move. About to get this 500 members to the Piston Weekly Report, and then I'm gonna start doing the weekly broadcast covering the team with facts, up to date news, all types of stuff. Man, we're gonna have special guests. I'm working with people now, locking in different things for that. So just trying to get it popping. You know what it is, man.
Yeah, it's always working. I appreciate you. He's also a writer, so go check out his articles, man. They phenomenal. So make sure you go plug that. I'm gonna plug that and link in the description of my video when I post this on YouTube. Make sure that we always gotta support each other. Do that for me and do
Yes,
the
sir.
same. You know what I'm saying? So, but we're gonna get into today. So the trades, you brought up the trades. Who do you think besides Jeremy Grant is a likely candidate to be traded on the team?
I could see, I could see us possibly. Piston fans might not like this, but I think Trey Lyles has really built his stock up. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's an older veteran. He might not fit in the timetable and the time window with the younger guys, Cade and Bay and those guys. So we could be looking to move on from him with a team trying to possibly make a playoff push and add some depth to their bigs. Somebody that could shoot the ball and create a little bit off the dribble. I think he built his stock up. I could definitely see us executing a trade that really benefits us long term. Possibly.
Mm,
Possibly.
okay. So I would agree with you because he has been balling lately. He has been playing himself to where a team might look and, hey, we might want to take a gamble. We'll give you what, like a second round pick or something, or a few seconds. And
Right. It could be. It's a possibility. You know, you're looking at a draft compensation, or you could get a young player. If you're looking at a log jam with a team that has, you know what I'm saying, some young players, but they're not really in the rotation. They're looking to make a playoff push. They could look to get rid of one of those young players to really solidify their rotation and get some depth and more of a proven asset commodity.
yeah, you speak facts. But I wanted to ask you. Now, there's been a lot of Jeremy Grant talk. If you had to bet your money, where would Grant? Will he be traded? And if so, where does he land?
Interesting question. Good question too. If I had to bet my money, I'll probably say he'll be out of a Piston uniform by the trade deadline.
Mm.
Now, with that said, you know what I'm saying? Where can he go? I don't know. I think it sounds like from what we're hearing a lot of different teams seem to be interested in him. That could start a serious bidding war.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, we gotta look to capitalize. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure where he might land. I could see us possibly making a move with Portland if Portland is seriously interested.
Mm. Okay. I would like that. I definitely like Anthony Simons.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I don't know if they want to give him up. I'm willing to take that deal alone just off of him. I take the whatever contracts or whatever. You know what a deal would be really good if the Portland Trailblazers is serious. I think Nurkic would be an all right center for us. I don't think he's a defensive guy, but I definitely think it helps the big man depth we got right now just a little bit.
oh yeah, without a doubt. And see, a guy like Nokic, people sleep on him. He come from a winning system. You know, they play for overall a guy like that. If we look at the guys we had, we getting productivity out of guys like that might not be the man on the next team, but they can come over to us and they can impact our team because we're still looking for those building blocks. So he could be a great transition big uh for maybe the next year. You know what I'm saying? Finish off the rest of this year. But if at all possible, I would like to try to get Nasir Little in that deal as well, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that would be
Him,
a great play.
him and Simons, man. Anything really after Simons and maybe Nurkic is a plus, but that'll lock it in for me, man. Anything like that. Just looking to get younger, looking to get some guys that fit K Cunningham style of play and can strengthen what we're trying to do there and really get the right personnel to fit the skill set and the dynamic that he brings to the table. That should be our goal moving forward into this trade deadline.
Yeah. Um, Another guy I wouldn't be surprised. It's been rumored before. I wouldn't be surprised because of the the Bobo trade that go through. I wouldn't be surprised to try to take a swing at a guy like Marvin Bagley, somebody like Jackson Hayes. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you heard them take a swing at one of them young centers. I
Yeah,
don't necessarily know, but I got a feeling it's gonna be one of them young centers that ain't getting a lot of burn that we're gonna trade for before this deadline. I don't know who, but I just have a gut feeling one of them gonna be a Piston by
yeah,
this.
I got a good feeling. I'm right there with you. I think uh whoever whatever direction we go, I think we add size, we add a big before the trade deadline. And like you said, Jackson Hayes, that could be a great fit. Mitchell Robinson,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we hearing Mo Bamba's on the trade block, you know what I'm saying? But they asking for a lot. But
Yeah.
that's
Mm-hmm.
always fools go to. You really can't feed into the reports. Of course, they're gonna say they want a first round pick for him. They're not gonna sit there and tell you they don't want nothing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So them letting it be known that he is on the block, that gives us the opportunity to at least assess where they at, what they really want to do. I doubt they're gonna get anything close to what they talking about they want for him. But
Mm-mm.
you know,
Pro-
he he's serviceable, you know, but he's not somebody that's gonna warrant no first round draft picks like that.
No, 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 no. That's my thing is a lot of people are really, really want us to draft Jalen Duren from Memphis. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm kind of like this with him.
No, he seemed to be kind of a little more raw. He don't look really polished, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He don't look as advertised pre the start of the season, you know. But the bigs to me in this draft, man, it come down to Banchero and it come down to the boy Smith, man. Them two guys is head and shoulders to me right now above the rest. And that's just where it's at as far as the draft go in
Mm,
big. I
okay.
like, but I still is one more guy that I love from a big perspective in the college game, and it's Kofi Coburn. I've been saying it for a while, but he just so consistent. He done played in the Big Ten. He's gonna be one of those guys like a possible Xavier Tillman or something like that, where just played good years in Big Ten and can contribute that way.
Yeah, I
I,
mean, he's gonna probably fall to the second round because NBA don't really like them type of guys, them
right.
third year type of guys no more. He played 3 years. He's what I'm saying, a little too old. He doesn't have a modern game, but
Well, no, see, right. And not to cut you off, but I agree 100%. And I think he could be a steal. You know what I'm saying? If you happen to fall in the draft and you miss out on one of those top 3 or 4 bigs, and you end up having to go with maybe an IV, or you end up with Hardy or something out of the G League or something to that magnitude, maybe you can bounce back later on and come back around and get you a guy like Kofi or something like that, and he give you some production. He he remind me of a like a Bismarck, Biombo type.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Somebody that's gonna come in, scrap, give you some rebounds, try to block some shots. Already has an NBA build.
Oh yeah, oh for sure, man. He bigger than a lot of NBA. He's like what, 7 foot, 7'1", like
Man, solid, big fella, real big fella.
285, nothing but muscle. Who gonna be able to box him out in the paint? Like,
Yeah,
bro.
and then that could be a legit lob threat.
Oh yeah, for sure. One guy, I think I talked to another writer. He said he thinks we need another wing, like a three. Would you agree that the Pistons would need a three, like a small forward type of guy, or no? Do you think we just need a center?
I I do feel that, but I think we might have it. As far as I think we need to really take a look at these guys that we do have right now. As far as we still we take it as serious. We giving guys like Diallo minutes, things like that. But we also got that kid Chris Smith from UCLA. We haven't had a chance to take a look at him. We haven't had a chance to take a look at Livers. Cassius Stanley been playing a little bit since guys been out with COVID and things, and he's getting a couple minutes. But I think we need to continue to take a look at him. We kind of got a lot to where we can possibly grow within with the guys we do have within the organization now already in our system. We might have a couple guys within the next year or two that can emerge out of that. You,
Okay.
you see what I'm saying? I mean, obviously those is young players and they come down to their development, but it's going to do that when you're looking at rookies too. You're still going to have to go through that learning curve, that process, that maturation process to the NBA. Those guys kind of ahead of the curve right now as far as
Mm.
any rookie that would come in.
So, what are you looking for the Pistons to do differently in the second half of the
In,
season?
in the second half of the season, I expect them to look more as far as development of the young guys. I
Mm.
expect some of those guys that we do have on those two-way deals when the G League season closes out. I expect those guys to get some minutes up top with us. The
Mm.
uh, the guys on them two-way deals, possibly Jamarco Prickett, we might see him the last maybe 15, 20 games to actually see what we have in them. And I think it's gonna be more. We're gonna try to figure out ways that we can build around and get guys to conform and adapt to what we're doing now with Cade Cunningham. I
Mm.
think I think I think the end of this season, the second half of this season should be focused on how we can get personnel that's gonna fit with Cade and that's gonna be able to thrive with him on the floor and try to build some continuity from within.
Mm. Yeah, I like that. I would agree, but one thing that I would like to see differently, I think, and I'm gonna be real with you. I think it's time to go ahead and find a replacement for our head coach. I just don't think Dwayne Casey's system gonna fit. I don't think it's gonna fit with this team at all. I don't think his offensive scheme. I think his coaching is outdated. I think we need to go ahead and find a younger coach. I don't think they're gonna do that, but that's just something that I'm looking at. Like, yo, cause it don't make no sense. Cause we'll have a good game, great game in the first half, coming out swinging, and then in the third quarter, it just looked like what happened. Like we just
But
lost all our energy. Our energy completely just wiped out. Like we just getting
yeah,
completely
but we
wiped.
gotta we gotta take into account too, Piston Mike. We such a young team. We
Yeah, that's true.
we such a young team, and you got to give credit to those other guys on the other side of the ball. A lot of it, they coming out after the half, they making some adjustments. You see what
Mm,
I'm saying? You got people looking at these third quarters, and it seems that we coming out and we not necessarily doing what we supposed to do. But some of these times, it's the other team that made a couple adjustments of what we would happen to do well,
mm,
and without us having the proper personnel, it's hurting us right now with the production we're getting out of Killian Hayes and Isaiah Stewart.
ooh,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
When you consider whether you want to say Cade is the primary ball handler and Killian's playing off the ball, or you want to say Killian's the point guard, however you look at it, Killian and our center isn't giving us enough production, and it's putting a lot of pressure. So in the second half, guys is focusing in on that.
mm,
You see
yeah,
what I'm saying? When now you all of a sudden they look at the thing, they say, okay, these guys ain't doing much. Let's try to force this ball out of Jeremy Grant. Let's try to force this ball out of Sadiq Bey. Let's force this ball out of Cade Cunningham hands. And
mm,
it's putting a lot of pressure on them. You see what I'm saying? So it's a hit or miss. That's why I'm saying it goes back to me with getting the right personnel that complements everybody's skill set and
mm.
then playing on the court together. I think obviously there's some rotations and things that can be said, but for us to be one of the worst teams, you got to say that we still trying to fight. We showing some fight,
Oh
you
yeah,
know. So we haven't given up. He hasn't lost the locker room per se. As far as Dwayne Casey hasn't lost his locker room, and it's not a full fledged. They still playing a little bit for him. They
oh
giving it a go.
Oh yeah, for sure. The last couple of games, we have been winning a lot more. It's been good to see the guys come together. One thing that I told people that was gonna happen, when Jeremy Grant got hurt, I was like, Sadiq Bey is about to light everybody up, and he lit everybody up. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was because the four was a natural position, but I absolutely agree with you that I think we definitely need a real center. I think Isaiah Stewart should be coming off the bench and playing that big man role off the bench, energy big. I think it's time to put Killian Hayes in the second unit and go find a real shooting guard, in my opinion, or ball handler that can really handle the ball. So yeah, I really think it's time to do that because I just think them guys is the bench guys coming off
Yeah.
the.
And see, I agree with you. I mean, when I say this, I'm one of the guys that try to advocate for Killian, but I'm never gonna sit there and act like I don't see the lack of production.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of guy to act like I just don't see his lack of production. He has to get better in areas, and mainly if he's gonna be out there with Cade Cunningham, he's gonna have to develop to be a 37 to 40% 3-point shooter. He's gonna have to be a 3-and-D guy, kind of
mm,
like you know, a guy that can play off the ball,
mm.
uh, and can handle the ball a little bit too. But he's gonna have to make his bones defending perimeter guys and catching spot up jump shots. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not sure that's his forte long term.
Mm-mm.
But either way, that's not what we drafted him for. So that's not playing to his strengths right there. And when we speak on Isaiah Stewart, I don't know if it's the walking boot over the summer. He got hurt during the Olympic thing and he couldn't train a lot during the off season. I don't know if it was the walking boot, but he hasn't gotten better. He hasn't showed he hasn't shown any signs of improvement, and he actually regressed as far as shooting the 3-pointer. Last year he would at least shoot it. He was showing you after games he'll be out there working on it. You'll see him always getting shots up. And this year it just seems like he regressed from even shooting it. He's losing the confidence in even taking those shots. And to me, man, this year he looked like he got butterfingers. He can't catch nothing in
Mm.
traffic. He's bobbling it, and then he's not taking it up strong. He's getting a little contact in the chest off that one dribble into the defender, but he's not getting off the ground enough to, when he gets that separation, enough to really do nothing. He's an under the basket guy. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So that's with that, like you said, we got to definitely get another center. You know what I'm saying? And I would seriously, me personally, I know guys, I would probably move Killian to the bench. I would strongly consider, and this might be a hot take, I would consider trading Beef Stew.
Mm.
I would consider trading him because I don't know if he's gonna be an energy guy. And this is my take on it, Piston Mike. If he's gonna be an energy guy, if he's gonna be a defensive guy off the bench, we
Mm.
don't need to, we don't need nobody, we don't need to be developing that. You're always going to be able to find that for a veteran minimum in free agency every year. A guy that'll come in and bring some, bring that grit and that grind to your team, like you see, a la Dwight Howard for the Lakers or whatever the case. You see what I'm saying? You're always going to be. That's not something you need to develop. You don't need to waste time developing a high energy guy.
Mm.
You
You
see, you see what I'm saying? Where Sadiq Bey, he deserves the attention, he deserves the time and effort to develop him because he has a skill set that you can see blossoming. Cade
mm.
Cunningham, he's another player that deserves those opportunities to develop because you see a skill set that can blossom.
Right.
Isaiah Stewart being a high energy guy, that's not something you really develop. You
Right.
don't have to develop that.
Yeah.
I don't see the long term benefit of keeping him around if
Mm.
he's not gonna if he's not growing in his game.
Mm. Yeah.
If that's what we're gonna get out of him, then I don't see the long term benefit.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree with you. I mean, yeah, we don't need to develop that. I thought he was going to be more because he was shooting the three ball like last year. I thought if he would have grew and to shooting that ball more, becoming more effective, working more on this game and doing all of that, it would have been definitely more interesting. But yeah, I don't know what happened. Like it just seemed like you said, and I swear he didn't have these butterfingers like he did last year. I swear he was more not fumbling passes, catching them, finishing them. I don't know what happened. But
Yeah,
I absolutely agree with you. And I was a believer in Killian, but even you got a Killian believer, like I don't see it no more. I'm done. I'm almost to the point where it's like if you could find a good enough trade for him, trade him too. Get
yeah.
him out.
I mean, and to me, that's something you should consider. The only reason I would give Killian a little more time
Mm,
is because he actually, although it might not show in his numbers, you can see it from watching the film, and the eye test tells you he has gotten better in certain areas. He is a slight bit, although it might not show in the stat sheet and the box score, you can see him trying to be more aggressive.
mm,
You see what I'm saying? Where Isaiah Stewart, on the other hand, you actually see him shooting less, getting more nervous almost. Where
mm,
Killian is trying to break out, he's trying to figure out ways to be effective off the ball. He even raised his 3-point shooting a little bit. You see what I'm saying from last year? So he's giving you something that you could say, okay, we already took the basketball out of this kid's hands. We're trying to force him to play off the ball and get him to fit in. but at least he's shooting at 36% from three when he catches shoot. At least he doing this. He is still giving us some defense. Where Isaiah Stewart, more times than not, just a flat out liability. And Killian is too. Killian is too. But Killian is at least giving you an inkling of something where it would be different to me if Killian played like Beef Stew last year and then showed the regression that Beef Stew has this year.
Okay.
With Beef Stew coming off the all rookie thing last year, we expected him to be at least around 12 points, 9 to 10 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? And in turn, he ain't giving us that, and we at least expected him, to show that motor that he showed last year, and it's not really there either. We're not seeing a lot of nothing from him is what we getting. Same thing with Killian, really. It's those is the two positions on the floor that's hurting us on a night-to-night basis.
So, in this draft, let's say you were to get another lottery pick or just outside the lottery. Let's just say we get number 5. We get number 6. Who would you take on the board if you're the Pistons?
If Ivy is on the board at 5 or 4, I'm taking him. If Ivy is on that board, if I miss out on Banchero and I miss out on Jabari, I would probably have Ivy right there. I would take Ivy over Chet, and then I really haven't really got. I try to dig deep into the college game when I get to looking into the rookies coming up and the prospects. I haven't really done my due diligence in that area quite yet. I usually get to it, like end of January for real. Probably in the next couple weeks after I let them play a little bit so I could get a body of work to look over. But Ivy, I like his game, man. And to me, obviously you need your bigs, but in today's NBA, it's a guard-driven league, man. I think him next to Cade fits well. Period. I see. I mean, that's like it almost like a match made in heaven to me. The way they would, my man could do a little bit of everything. Cade can do what he do. You know what Cade about? Unselfish player. And where Ivy has that natural aggressiveness to his game, to where playing alongside of Cade Cunningham, this kind of unselfish, he want it. He gonna take it to you just like Cade do. So I think that'd be nice. I think that'd be a good one. I'll take him. I say Chet. I'm not a fan. I'm still not a fan of Chet. The more I watch him, the more I'm not sold.
He overrated. I think he's the most overrated person in this year's draft. If it was the most overrated anybody in this draft is him. As soon as he get to the NBA, he ain't gonna be able to handle no big. I'm sorry. He ain't got. Listen, I knew Evan Mobley was gonna be good because Evan Mobley got so much skill set and he could do so many things. Also, he way more. He way more even than Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren is like 190. We talking about that's NBA guards.
Yeah,
that's point guard.
Yeah, that's little fellas.
Yeah, you get like little fellas can body you up. Like, bro, if he don't put on some weight, he gonna be out the league. And
every time I think of Chet, I think about that young kid they got out there in Oklahoma City, Alexander Petrikov. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah,
that's who Chet remind me of. Not to say my man ain't nice or nothing. It just that he too skinny, too little. He's gonna pick up tic-tac fouls. If he calls himself trying to block shots inside, they're gonna take it right through his chest, man. He's not slowing down no guard off of full penetration at the rim.
No.
He might get his arm broke. He might get that little arm. You know what I'm saying?
He's way too skinny. Like, I could see I could see if he was even like Mobley weight, like 215, 220.
Yeah,
I could give him a little bit more leverage, but nah, bro, I don't see it. Overrated.
nah,
You could do all of that in college. That's cool. You get to the NBA, they're not having none of that, bro. It's
nah,
different. They built different. They literally built like, bro, they
yeah.
got bodies.
Grown men, like grown, yeah, for real. It's a different league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Something else I like to touch on. What do you think? And what do you think about possibly starting Olenek when he come back? Do you think we should start Olenek in the second half of the season over Stewart, or do you think we should just keep it how it is?
I would. I would personally, because I think he brings more. He necessarily don't. I think he's an all right defender or not really a good defender, but he at least he brings shooting.
Right.
Force, and that's what we need. We need shooting. If anything, if Troy Weaver don't do anything in the off season, we need shooters. Please
Yeah.
get some in here. To be around K because that's what we really need. But I definitely would because he was playing very well. I was kind of hurt when he got injured because
Yeah.
he balling.
That took a lot away from us. That took a
Mm-hmm.
lot away from us when he went down. A lot of guys, Trey Lyles started playing well and things like that, but he was the go-to guy on that second unit early on in the season, and he was our scorer on that second unit. And I mean, the way, like I say, no, you said it yourself. He's not the best defender, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with what we getting out of Beef Stew defensively, he ain't much worse than that. You don't get no worse than that. So if he can be a floor spacer, and find a little niche in a pick and pop and things like that, and he could pass the ball, he could possibly help K with some of the ball handling in the first unit as far as in the half court set. He can handle the ball himself a little bit to take some of that pressure off him till Grant get back. I feel like he could be one of those guys that'll help out.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to say, and I'm gonna give credit to a person. I remember before the draft, I made a video talking about Luka Garza and how I don't think he would be good and this and third. I'm high on Luka Garza. I think potentially, probably next year, or the year after that, he might be the big coming off the bench and pick and pop. I think Olenek, the reason why they brought Olenek is to help Luka Garza game because they kind of play a similar game. I think he was brought here to help mentor Luka Garza and help his game more. But shout out to Luka Garza, Garzilla, hopefully sooner and later. Because I think he's going to be a baller. I really do. I think he's going to come off the bench and give you some very good, solid minutes, man. Shout out to Luka for always
Man,
under the
I
protection.
love Garza. I chop it up a couple times with his father on Twitter and things like that. But I hate to tell you this. Your first YouTube was right, man. Don't expect much out of Garza, man.
Oh,
And I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that because it is. He could score the basketball, but the speed of the game